Hello, 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 guys and gals, non-binary pals. Welcome to another Minecraft. I feel like there should be the word video at the end, but honestly, I don't know with how I said that. The last time we played was on Wednesday, and we focused on tearing down the dirt around the Deep Slate Castle so that we could flatten everything and make it all work out. And really begin that process over there. But the very next day, on Thursday, there was a slight issue on the server itself that caused a bit of an issue with building things that we have been doing, and kind of had problems. Make sure there's no creepers behind me when I do this. The issue that happened on the server essentially wiped everyone's inventories and kind of just deleted all the progress that people had made in most of the world. So on Thursday after my stream that day, I got on to see what the damage was to this area. Nothing had changed over here. It was just my inventory and my ender chest were completely wiped out. But then on Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days immediately afterwards, the server host had fixed the problem. So I've been getting on every so often to try to work on this little thing over here and fix the problems. Wow, it's a little laggy as I'm loading this area. But because of that, because of having that issue and actually being online a bit more since then, I realized I had a mistake over here, and I changed the nether brick. I guess I had done over here. I changed the nether brick to crimson planks, or crimson slabs, because I thought it looked better than having it all be one color. I thought from above this just looks better. But I realized an issue that I had over here when I went to do the interior decorating part. You can pretty clearly see it here. There's 4 on this side and 2 on this side. And then when I went back in, I was going to put lights in to make it work, and then I realized that that's a 4 going in and that's a 2, so they don't line up correctly, which caused an issue. Whereas over there it was 3 and 3, and that's what it's supposed to be. 3 diagonal and 3 diagonal there. This one being 4 and 2, I realized that there's a mistake or an issue. So because of having the server kind of just die, I figured that I wanted to make more progress over here than try and possibly mess with stuff that might get deleted again. It also made me very conscious of the fact that this is my only set of tools and my only armor, and as soon as my inventory was deleted, I had another set of diamond, but that was it. So it made me very self-conscious of, crap, if that happens again, and then it's permanent, what do I have to be able to keep building these? But I started fixing this side over here. That's why it kind of looks a mess. Because I had realized that this was off-center by 1. It was also doing the 4 and 2 thing. And so I've been trying to fix them. I was about to jump down. That would be a bad idea. But because of that, I've started going back through these and trying to fix them. And now because of that, I'm capable of saying that this is going a lot better. I also did get netherite off camera, and that's why this axe is now netherite instead of just being diamond like it was off camera. Okay, I think I fixed all of this up to this point now. And then it's just a simple tear down this outer wall. But that's kind of the fun problem that we ran into. I didn't realize that it was off-center and incorrect until I went to try to do more stuff to it. Well, that just, okay, that's not the cave system I thought it was. Cave system I'm worried about is over there, because that's where I've placed a bunch of torches and things. And if all those torches fall off, then it's a problem. Okay, so this is now 3 going in. And this is now 3 going in. I just need to put the slabs in where they're supposed to be. But I've gone into the nether a few times recently. And using the hoe, I have figured out how to break these and the other nether materials a little bit quicker. That's what I've been doing recently. And inside of here, I have been working on what I want the floor to look like, which is why when I got over here and realized that something was wrong, I had to figure out what I had messed up. But that kind of showed me everything that I needed to fix. And now I've been clicking too fast that the game isn't reacting in time. Okay. Here's the slabs I need. But yeah, so I've been building the floor to different things. And I wanted to get the warped wood to make warped slabs to put hopefully the green of the warped wood will go well with the yellow of the end stone blocks. That's my plan. That's what I wanted to do. I don't actually know currently if that will look good or not. Of course, once I actually start putting them together, it might be better. But today I wanted to just work on this and try and fix up all the problems that had arisen. Like this being 3 is correct. It should just be 1, 2, and 3 for this diagonal. But this is 2 over here, and that's the issue. And then this is 4, which tells you that this build here is off by 1 and needs to get moved that way. Whereas all of these middle sections were actually built correctly. This is what I want the floor layout to actually look like. But because I built all of these angles wrong, this is the only one that's right. This is the only one that's right, and yet it still looks wrong. I left that shulker box over there. Whoops, whatever. But the fun effect of I have soul speed on means that this will make me a little bit faster while running through here, but it'll make others a little bit slower. Because I've got soul speed, I can just do this and run quickly. And it also speeds me up, and I'll put it in the middle as well, and it'll speed me up as I run through. Whereas other enemies without soul speed get a little bit slower. It's not effective because I've got Swift Sneak. But essentially, this will make people just a tad bit slower every so often. Whereas it speeds me up. But that's the issue that the server faced, and because of it, I've noticed this problem that I am now attempting to fix, because this shouldn't be 4 long, this should be 3 long. And while this looks like it's 3 long, it's actually 2 long. So I need to move this whole section over by 1. And the sad fact is I can't just vein mine all of this. So I have to also go through and mine everything individually. Oops, did not mean to break all of that. And then the fun thing is that all of this gets picked up quicker by using a hoe. I hoped that the vein mine effect would work, and then I use silk touch on this to actually pick them up. I figure instead of using ladders, I'm going to use the twisting vines because it fits more with this is the nether castle theme. I had hoped that the vein miner would work, and so I was looking for what tool breaks these quicker. Got told that it was the hoe, and then now I've been using my netherite hoe, so it's actually getting utilized. It's found its purpose again. But now I need to actually get my things. Let's scrap those. Then I'm going to need more warped blocks. And I'm going to really need more soul soil, but I don't have an easy method to get soul soil right now. Okay, for the most part I just need nether bricks and slabs and probably shroom lights to be able to fix up each of these parts. I do have a bunch of bone blocks as well. I'll just have to grab them. Is it this one? No, this one's all slabs. Yeah, I definitely made too many slabs. Oh, I also was grabbing more nether quartz every time I went into the nether. Because that quartz castle is going to need more quartz as well. Did I put bone blocks in any of these? I did not. Okay. There are no bone blocks in this one. Okay. I don't need the bricks, and I don't need the walls, and I don't need the stairs right now. Everything else should be easy to get. Okay. And then there's monsters still, but that's just because I don't feel like sleeping right now. Okay, so this one's wrong. It's still only 2 wide. So I need to tear out this whole intersection. This does require a shovel. Well, there was gravel underneath that. I'm not going to fill this all in. Not going to fill it all in, but we're going to make it so that no monsters can spawn in here. Nine of these pieces turned into flint. That's the one problem of having very high efficiency on tools. Sometimes you accidentally break too many blocks. Okay, I just want to make sure that nothing can realistically spawn underneath here. That did not give me all of them back, but that's okay, because I already have 55 on me and I don't need that many. There's a spider trying to come down here. Okay. Alright, so this is too long, so this should be where it starts. I don't need that anymore. Honestly, I have a ton of slabs, so I could probably just do... This doesn't let things spawn there. That won't let anything spawn there because half slabs don't let things spawn. Yes, it'll let things spawn on top, but the light won't let that happen either. I don't need the hoe out anymore for this section. Okay. Alright, so this should be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Making making sure there's no monsters over here. I didn't think I was that bad of a shot, but apparently I just whiffed. Let me pick back up my arrow. No, pick up more arrows from the skeleton. Okay. So this is what we're fixing now. Okay, so this is fine now. This will be 3 across. And then these two don't need to be here because of how this will work out. I need the hoe to break that. I need the netherite axe to break these. I don't know how much of this I'll actually need to break, but for right now, this is the wall. That's inside. This is the wall. That's inside. Okay, so this goes there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. That's 4. And then this is wall and wall. 1, 2, 3. And then this is wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that doesn't exist. Which means that this is still off center. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the importance of why I count everything as frequently as I do. Because now that it's off, even slightly, the whole thing has to get torn down. Not the whole thing, but most of it. I can't grab that. Okay. So this is 4 across, then that means that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can grab those blocks. So this is 4, then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then this gets destroyed. This gets destroyed. And this gets destroyed. Okay. And this is now there. And this one becomes the shroom light. It's not important to grab the correct tool for that. Okay, now this one's wrong. It goes there. And then this one's wrong because it's not even existent. It goes there. And then this goes here. Alright. This is why I make sure that things work before I start trying to do more to it, because otherwise I just spend a half an hour fixing things that should have already worked. And then these two are where my ladders go. I say ladders, but not quite ladders. Okay. And this gets moved back to here. Yep. And then this is all fine over here. I just need to make that one go up by one. Okay. Alrighty. And then I just need more stone to blockade that. This is still going to be the same pattern though. I just need one more block now. This is 3 wide. Wait, not 3. I only need to break down these 3. These are my light sources. This is my hallway. Okay. And then this is a light source. Light source, light source, light source. Have I fixed this section here yet? No, I have not. Okay, but that means that I now have all this stone over here. Okay, I could actually put one there. Got it. I won't do that. Okay. This is why I was working on most of this off camera once I realized that it was wrong. Because now that I'm trying to fix it, wait, what? One, two, three, four. This is where the shroom light should go. That's where the shroom light should go. I haven't adjusted the one on the floor. That's what I'm wrong about. Okay. That one's been adjusted. That one's been adjusted. This has now been adjusted. This one's gone, which means that these are now the incorrect ones. Okay. And it's deleted, deleted, and delete this one. Those are going to be my frog lights. This is part of in here, so I don't need those there anymore. Okay. And then now, I go up here and get all my blocks back. Okay, now this hallway is 3 wide on both sides. Yes. Okay. Just for easier access. these are my ladders, but not really. I don't actually know if the hoe is quicker to mine these blocks or not. There's a spider up there. I do still have to be aware and conscious of monsters. Alright, this is my floor pattern going in to each of these diagonals. Now that I've fixed this section, I'm still gonna have to fix the... No, this one's correct. This one was the correct one, and that's why it felt weird when all the other ones were off. Because this is 3 wide. It's now just this one over here that's wrong. At least I think it's wrong. Yes, because this is just 2. This is just 2, and then this was the 4, and this is where my brain went. What the heck went? What? Okay. I already know how this is going to need to get shifted. So we'll do that. Now all of these are lined up. Okay. So I need to get up there easily, which is just going to be the water bucket right now. Well, okay. This is for... I need my water bucket back. Doing this overnight is definitely not the safest option. But it's fine. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This gets deleted. Or no, it gets turned into the wall going this way. Okay. This is 4, 5, not 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the hard part. Because now that I've messed it up, I've also means that I've messed up all of this dirt out here. Okay, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4, so this one needs to be left. These ones are wrong. This wall needs to go. So yeah, this is very much the case of I have to be glad, even though it kind of sucks, that the server had a relatively stupid problem occur. Haha. You took damage from thorns. Okay, this is where I need the new outer wall to be. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the wall. I'm confusing myself again. This is the 4 I'm working off of. So this is 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4 that needs to be there. This is the 4 that needs to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this gets to be destroyed. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think I have finally fixed this one. Okay, I might be trying to do too much too quickly because the game is somewhat hating me for it. Yeah, I can't move right now. The game is kind of hating me for what I'm trying to do. I'm working a little bit too fast for it to keep up. Okay, and I'm gonna need to get more dirt for over here, but that's fine. Okay, this upper section. That was actually fine. I don't know why I did that. This one's wrong. That needs to go there now. That already got replaced. That goes there now. That goes there now. Okay. Oh, wait, actually, this doesn't go there. This doesn't go there because he'll be back in a moment. He died over there. What? Where did he die? I already got his grass block. Oh, okay. That was a free dirt block, that's why I attacked him. Okay. Pick up all of these blocks now. These were my temporary blocks because I had them in my inventory trying to figure out what the heck was going wrong and why. That's the only reason that I used them for over there, because I had a stack of them at the time. Okay, so this is my ladder. I say ladder as if I'm still using ladders there, but it's not the point. And this just gets filled up here. There we go. Okay. Alright. And now I should just be able to do this and this. There we go. And now I need more blocks for that. But before then, I can do that. I need the axe, or the pickaxe now. It goes there. This goes there. Okay. Now this is sets of 3 again. Now I've got to be careful doing this. Otherwise I'll accidentally destroy too many blocks. I mean, I guess I can just do this where I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to use the shovel. I don't have a way to see what I'm doing down there yet. So let's do this. This will look weird, but I'll eventually fix it, is the hope. Okay. This is fine now. This is the outside ring. I need to not cover that up so that I actually bring blocks over here to fix it. Okay, but this is the interior decorating part that I was intending to initially do. Because we're going to make it look like this with the warped wart on the outside, and then we'll have the nether wart block on the inside with the crimson nylium in between. But we skip a row for the soul soil, and then we do the crimson nylium. Wrong tool, wrong tool. If I don't use Silk Touch, I don't pick it up. If I don't use Silk Touch, I accidentally break it instead. And then it was warped wart. That's why I'm trying to do the wrong thing. It's wart. And it was warped nylium. And then we just need more soul soil for that. This is the tedious part that most people would cut out of streams and whatnot, but I'm leaving it in because otherwise I know I won't do any of this. I would just leave it and say that I'm done when there's all this internal stuff that I need to fix still. I don't need rotten flesh. Okay, this goes up. This goes the direction of... Basically, I'm making all the bone blocks point inwards to the inside bits. So that's what this is pointing towards. And I'm leaving all the bits that I still need to be able to see that I need to fix. Okay. So this is coming from over there. It's still in line. Okay. I need to make more bone blocks, or I need to go grab the other ones I have. I might have used them all. Okay. I can pick up all of these frog lights now, and I can use them for the next thing. I don't know why I specifically grabbed the grass block. This could be literally any block. Especially dirt, because it'll probably, well no, it will definitely become dirt instead of staying as grass. Okay, I need to... First and foremost, what is my back right now? It is still me being in the nether. Okay. This was a bad idea. I was just trying to remember where I was at. Because if it was somewhere I needed to keep, that was important, I probably wanted to keep it. Oh yeah. This is where I was going to grab all of the different blocks I started using. Okay, so that's fine. We'll go back to the overworld. We'll go to all of the different beds I have. Find one that's not next to monsters. Okay. So I need more soul soil to be able to finish that. I don't really want phantoms flying in and attacking me. That's the real reason to sleep. No creeper. No creeper over here. Okay. I mostly have to be worried that a creeper is going to sneak up somewhere and try and blow up part of the buildings that I am building. And that would not be fun to deal with. I guess technically creepers could spawn up here where I'm at right now. I think mobs can still spawn on wood, on wool. I think they can anyways. I don't know of any reason they couldn't. I know why they can't spawn on carpet is because it's counted as part of a block. Same reason they can't spawn on slabs. Okay. Now this should be functioning correctly. They should all be the same length. And everything should be fully working out. And then the interior decor will be alright. Okay. So that's 3 and 3 like it's supposed to be. That's the one that was always like that. That's 3 and 3. This is 3 and 3. And that's 3 and 3. Alright. I fixed it. Okay. So I just need soil, and then I need to just finish the interior decorating design idea that I have. And then I can work on the ramparts for this build off camera, because you already know what I'm doing with that. I've already shown it to you. We're gonna have to tear down this part of the mountain just because terraforming this looks stupid. But it will also let me get I did not wait for the water to hit the bottom. Whoops. Okay. This is the floor design we're going for on all of them. I know I've said that a few times, but that's genuinely what we're going for. So that's the idea that you can have of what we're going to be getting at eventually. Okay, that was my way up because I kept flying over. So this is y equals 85. So for the most part, me digging this way is going to actually level off this castle and this mountain area at about, I believe it's 15 blocks higher than this part of the mountain that we're chopping down ends up being at. Because I believe I said this was 70 that I wanted it at, and then that one is at 85. So when we do cut through this a lot more, it'll only be a 15 block difference that we have to make up for. So yeah. We've removed all the dirt from this one. Do I have a shulker box over here with dirt in it? No, I gave that up. Okay. Yeah, you can already see where all the dirt was at, but now it's gone. I've asked my sister if she wants to explore this cave, because she likes exploring caves a lot. I got a baked potato. That's fun. She likes exploring caves a lot, so I've asked her if she wants to run through here and light it all up for me. She can take the resources and whatnot. I don't really care too much about it. But this cave system goes between these 3 castles over here. Quartz Castle in the middle, the Steep Slate Castle that I'm standing on, and then the Purpur Castle all the way over there. We did explore that last Wednesday, at least the path between them. So if you don't believe me, you can go back and see that. But that was like towards the end of it. That's when I got curious about it, and so I ran through it. something like the last 20-ish minutes of that stream was me doing that, so you don't have to even watch the whole thing to know what I'm talking about. But this nether brick castle that we had been working on forever ago, this is 89, 88. So 85 will be 3 blocks lower than this even. But I'll probably have to make it go up and down a little bit. And then we'll try and terraform the whole mountainside over there to make it look more level with this. Because I'll have to tear most of that down and then raise this part up to get over to here. Let's see, the easiest thing I can do is this. Let's get started on this terraforming. Nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going down. Throw the baked potato there because I don't need it. Do I just have a spare bed? Of course I don't, in my armory chest. How about my miscellaneous one? Nope. This is not miscellaneous, it's unsorted, I guess. I did go into the nether and make a bunch of netherite. So now I have 5 more netherite ingots. It was 6, but I made the netherite axe. I don't need the ochre frog lights anymore. I don't have a bed on any of these, but I do have wool over here. In this chest. Let's go with a blue bed because I don't normally have that on me. Do I just have planks somewhere? I do. I hate to use the cherry wood this way, but it's fine. Almost night, so we'll sleep when we get over there. Did not walk through those doors correctly. Alright. So what I'm going to do is just try and tear down that bit of the mountain. That'll be what we'll start working on, because then we'll level off that section, which will allow us to then work on getting the deep slate castle both flattened and terraformed back up to this nether brick castle. It will also give me a bunch of the dirt and stone. Okay, let's shift for right now while that was suddenly laggy. It will allow me to terraform and flatten at the same time, which will just let me fix all the problems at once. Don't send me over the edge when you jump up. Okay, thank you. I don't want monsters to spawn while I'm doing this, but that's okay. This is not the spot for water, because if I drop water there, I accidentally flood that entire cave system underneath that I have lit up. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to place the bed there. This is the chest of everything I'm currently actively using to fix up this area. I don't need the hoe on me. I don't need my elytra, but this will force me to revisit the chest. I don't need the axe. I don't need a stone cutter. I don't need any of these shulkers because I'm not going to use them. I might need a bow in case there's a problem. Food and water is always nice. Okay. Let's get to it. We're just going to tear down this whole section until it is all flat. And that will be the next however long until I get bored of it for today. That'll be about all we do for the rest a little bit of this time. Alright, I'm just gonna focus on getting the stone first. Then I can run by with a shovel and just collect everything that is dirt a whole lot easier. So by going through this and collecting the stone and going through this, it allows me to also have the space to be able to do the ramparts and the battlements that I'm missing out on these sides because I miscounted and cut this mountain directly where I needed it, rather than giving myself space for the battlements. So that's the secondary side effect, I guess, of me doing this, is that it allows me to do all of that pretty easily in the future, because now I have to tear down this whole section just for terraforming reasons. It now allows me to fix my mistake before it even becomes a big issue. Okay. I'm just going one row at a time. I can also guarantee that I don't miss stuff. And then I'm not going to accidentally make a mess and cause more issues for myself by doing it this way. And while there's granite there, I don't know what I'll need granite for. Thinking about it for just a second longer, I could use... So I need diorite for the quartz castle because quartz doesn't have walls, but diorite does have walls. I can use the granite as a floor in the quartz castle. I don't really care about the stone being on the floor over there. I'm gonna get a lot more stone anyways. So any stone that does just despawn for me to... What the heck? Why are you raiding inside of my castle? That's just rude. I don't think I had enough distance there. There we go. Oh, now they're actually getting too close that I can't hit them because of the own wall. They're now standing in that wall. I can't hit the pixel in between the wall. I can. I hit him. That's fun. Okay. I'm gonna go deal with that for a second. Nope. I need to leave that there for a moment. That's fun that that worked out that way. I don't need the ominous banner. You're level 4 bad omen, I may as well keep that. Interesting that they spawned inside of here. Not exactly excited to know that they can spawn in there, but that's fine. It's okay. We're gonna go back to mining this castle area. Alright, all the rest of that should be dirt. Okay. Alright, so yeah, this is kind of just all that's gonna happen for the next little bit, is just mining all of this down. And I'm essentially just gonna keep doing this for however long. It might make more sense to just hollow out this whole area minus the dirt first. That way I'm not digging from the floor every single time. That probably just makes a bit more sense. Rather than starting from y equals 85 each and every time. I can start from higher up and keep going on directly underneath the dirt. It will get darker this way, just because the light won't hit this far. But I think that's a little bit okay to have happen. Okay. This is working now. I think this is probably the better idea. To just go through and mine out everything that's connected to the dirt. And go from there. That is probably the better idea. The more I've thought about it, yeah. Because then all I have to do at the end is run by with a shovel. And then that'll be the only tool I need in the end. Whereas if I keep going back up and forth, up and down, back and forth and back up and down are two different sentences, but I tried to combine the words together. The only issue is when I get to things like this where it gets dark just because I'm going inside. And I can just throw all these down. I don't know how much granite there actually will be, but 3 stacks of granite seems like a reasonable amount of space. I know it's because it's becoming night, but it definitely gets darker when I try and leave that just going up, which might mean that it's hard to see. Okay. We're doing this, and it'll get brighter as I go back outside. Okay. This is the upper section of this whole mountainous area. So hopefully getting rid of all this will actually make it look nicer as well. Because I know right now it just kind of looks weird that I've chopped out giant sections of mountains. So I'm hoping that by terraforming it looks a bit more natural in the end. It definitely does not look natural now, just having a giant cut in the mountain to make stuff happen. But that is kind of relatively realistic to how some castles were built. You just take a giant chunk out of the mountain and go from there, and that's how a lot of castles initially were built. You just carve out the rooms as you need more space. Not necessarily chopped out of mountains, but large hills. At least initially, it wasn't feasible to mass move giant chunks of rock until technology got a little bit better. But nowadays you can build a castle wherever you want just because of having concrete and other things like that. It's just expensive to get materials like that to wherever you need to or ever want to build. Like if you actually think about the fact that I'm moving materials from the nether up to the surface world and building a castle using it, that would be astronomically expensive because you're taking minerals from one part to another just to build with it. That's why things like granite and diorite and andesite in the real world, mostly granite, are super duper expensive to build countertops on. Like, I don't know the common household measurements for a countertop, but if you go anything like 2 feet wide by 3 feet long or something like that, that could run you like $500 to $700 for a granite countertop because they've had to move that granite and polish it up moved from a quarry that would get granite over to your household just makes it cost a lot. I don't know why I'm trying to relate stuff of Minecraft to human economics, especially if you consider the fact that Minecraft has the Nether, which is a completely different area. I don't know why I'm trying to be at least somewhat philosophical with that, I guess. But yeah, that's where my brain was taking it, so that's where I went. I got a degree in history. It doesn't always show. Sometimes I like to pretend that I am philosophical or capable of doing other things. Or I just regurgitate facts that I've seen other people say and talk about. Which I guess is kind of a lot of history stuff. Just repeating other things that have already happened. That's why one of the most common things in... Oh, I don't remember who said it, but there's a fun history quote of... honestly, it's been said by a lot of people, so probably not even capable of quoting one person anymore. But those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. If you don't study history, you're doomed to keep making the same mistakes. I think that's true for a lot of places. Especially in military situations. Oh, what is it? There's an anime. I want to say it's Record of Ragnarok is the name of it, where the main character gets transported to another world somehow, like using ancient mirrors or something, gets sucked into another world where he has his phone on him still, and the tribe of people that he ends up with basically teach him the language there and make it so that he can communicate and learn. And when a fight breaks out from one of the neighboring tribes attacking them, he uses his smartphone to figure out different battle tactics and basically forces the world there to go from having just pointy sticks to iron weapons, and like basically forces the Bronze Age upon them. Just because he has his phone and can look up, hey, we're having a battle near the river, how do we fight this? Like, what's a good strategy to use here? Oh, in this historical fight, they dammed up the river, made it shallow so that they could run across it, and then when the enemy tried to follow them, they destroyed the dam that they had built, so that suddenly all of that water came flooding down like a tsunami and wiped out most of the enemy forces. So like using history, he was able to repeat that same battle, and now he's becoming like a super good general because he's obviously leading his own troops anyways, but he's having the help of actual military victories that people had in the past. I want to say that scene I'm thinking of is like towards the end of the anime. But it's a fun mix of historical facts, and the guy got transported to another world and is a leader of their people. So it's a mix of the fantasy part, but also historical warfare. I really should just make torches. That's something I should just keep on my person. The further I'm going into this, and the darker it's getting because it's becoming night, the more I'm realizing that I should just probably keep torches on me more frequently. I know I don't go caving a lot anymore, so I don't tend to keep torches on me for that reason. But maybe now I should keep torches. There's quite a few anime like that, but that's the one that popped into my head when I started saying that. I know a different anime that uses kind of the same premise of the guy goes to another world but has his smartphone with him that can help him in different situations. In another world with my smartphone, he uses magic for all of that. But there's not magic in the Record of Ragnarok, at least in the same capacity as the smartphone one. Because it's also fun that when Record of Ragnarok, when he does start having problems where I think it's essentially they all have special abilities, at least the Valkyries, hence why it's Ragnarok. The girls that have special powers all use them in different ways, and one of the enemies has like a way to send people back to where they came from. And so suddenly, in the middle of the fight, he gives up his smartphone to one of the other generals as he's being summoned back, so that they can still keep up with the same tactics. And then the people of that world figure out how to call him, or call his friend that he has been talking to through the portal mirror thingies. It's convoluted, it gets weird, and I've had the book series on like I want to buy this book series and read it because watching the 12 episodes of anime made me curious as to how it goes. But literally episode 1 starts you in medias res. In medias res. I might have butchered the pronunciation, but starts in the middle of it. Like, it starts you in the middle of a fight, and you're just like, wait, did I skip an episode already? Like, when I first watched it on Crunchyroll, I was just like, wait, is this a season 2, not a season 1 thing? But then it eventually jumps back after like 5 episodes, and it's like, hey, this is how he got here. Meet the guy that we're fighting now. Used to be a friend. That's the backstory that you get now. But it starts you in the middle of a fight and then kind of explains how he got there and why. And why he still has access to talking to people from his world. And why his smartphone still works. Alright, I think I'm just gonna pick up all of that. Yep. Wow, that let a lot more light in. I think I'm going to actually just go and get torches, because this is starting to bug me that I can't even see fully. I mean, I can see, but I can't at the same time. Because putting down actual blocks, like all of the light blocks and light sources I have that are blocks, kind of make it hard to see around them for what I'm trying to mine. So let's just make a stack of torches. Well, no, not a stack. This would be 4 stacks of torches. I should not need the shovel for a little bit. Because the whole point of what I'm doing is mining up the stone, and then I'll get all the dirt picked up later. But it's starting to bug me that it's getting harder and harder to see. This one guy keeps being a farmer and then stops being a farmer. He just needs to decide whether he wants to stay a farmer or not. But yeah, I like anime that has both a historical aspect to it and also truth. Historical and truth. That has a historical aspect to it and then a realistic fiction to it as well. Like, not everything has to have magic to be fun. Like, okay, the one I was about to reference is literally the main character is making magic. It's called Magic Maker. He's literally figuring out how to put magic into the world. That's the one I just watched this morning. It made me kind of happy because it's progressing, but it's also sad. The end of last week's episode. No, not last week's. It was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago episode for that show made me just so upset. It was just like, why did this have to happen? I understand it's probably the main plot point for like the rest of like the next 6 episodes or whatever. But why did it have to happen? I hate it. It's a family show. It's a brother-sister. The brother reincarnates, but you get the first episode from the sister's perspective of like, oh, he asked about magic, but mom and dad don't even know what that is. So we're all just kind of staring at our brother just like, what the heck are you talking about? But it's fun, and it's got a great family dynamic. And I really enjoy it so far. But then the last episode was just, not last episode, but no, 2 or 3 episodes ago, was just gut-wrenching and terrible, and I hated it, but I love it because, you feel so bad, but it's obviously the plot, and something good is going to happen from it, but you hate how it goes about it. I wasn't expecting there to be sunlight over here. But, I love the show, but I hate it at the same time because you feel so guilty. I'm not going to spoil things because it's currently ongoing and anyone could watch it. But man, I love the show too much. That when it happened, when the events happened that made things happen, I just had to sit there and just go, no, I need the next episode. You can't leave this as the cliffhanger. No, don't you dare make this the ending here. Of course, that's like episode 7 or episode 6, something like that. So there's obviously more because it's at least 12, maybe even a 13 episode series. But just that ending of that episode made me just go, no, you can't end it here. This person has to keep... You can't make this the ending. I was so upset. But I think that's what makes a good story, is that you're just like, oh, that's the end of a chapter. Now I have to read the next one. I have to know what happens. Or in this case, the anime ended on that piece of cliffhanger garbage that you just like, no, you can't end it here. Let me know what the next episode is. Bad. Stop it. Keep going. Make this episode an hour long so I can at least have some resolution. I need to know what happens. I think that perfectly summarizes a good story, though. Is you just can't put it down. You need to know what happens next. Because by not knowing, you just make yourself upset like I am. It's okay, I've gotten more resolution to that part of the story. I've been able to read. I've been able to watch past it now that more episodes have come out. But when that part that I'm upset about happened, I just had to sit there and go, no, show me the next bit. You can't end here. This is not the end of this episode. Give me more. There has to be more to the story. Obviously, there's 6 or 7 more episodes at that point, but still. No. Now I just, it's getting great. It's gotten better, and there's more to it, and time keeps passing in the show as well. Like, it's not like, oh, we solved all the problems within a week or 2, and everything's better. It's actually showing like, hey, this has taken years. Like the main character, when they first like start doing stuff, is like 5 or 8, something like that. And then now when the big crisis has appeared, he was 10. And now that the plot is starting to get more resolved, he's 12. So it's like, it's showing that the thing has taken a long while. It's not just like some shows that are like, oh yeah, there was this giant disease and thousands of people died, but we solved it overnight. Like, his problem was a problem, and it kept being a problem for a while, and he still hasn't even technically figured out a solution in the 2 years he spent trying to figure out what's happening. And it's great. I like the show. And yes, that is kind of a spoiler for what happens in the current episode that came out today. But that's just a time skip. Or not a skip, but a time jump, because it has an interesting way to showcase time changing, but I think it also works with what's happening. And it makes sense also. It starts off in small increments, but then eventually they're just like, okay, well now it's been this amount of days since that happened. and still there's all these other issues that have arisen. But I'm going to stop talking about it, or I'm going to accidentally spoil stuff that I'm trying to avoid spoiling, in case anyone else happens to be watching it and hasn't watched the newest episode. Kind of like Solo Leveling, like watching that one. I have a friend and coworker who is also watching Solo Leveling, and he asked me Sunday. Yeah, he was at work on Sunday, and he's like, "Oh, did this happen in the newest episode?" Or like, "I think this will happen in the newest episode," because I was like, "Yeah, I watched the newest one on Saturday when it came out, so I already knew what was happening." And he was like, "Oh yeah, he's done this, this, and this," and I'm like, "You haven't watched the episode, have you?" Or maybe you have, but you're just misremembering what happened because what you're saying is not correct. And he's like, "Oh no, I haven't seen it yet, but I know what he fought in the last episode, and therefore I'm assuming it is happening this way." And I was like, "Okay, you should watch it because you're kind of close, but not quite, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the more I want to talk about Solo Leveling right now, the more I'm going to accidentally spoil it for you. So we're going to shelve this conversation for later, or I'm going to accidentally say something that confirms what you're thinking or denies what you're thinking because I've already seen it. And you already liked the show, so I don't want to ruin the show for you. But I still like talking about anime. And also shows that have been out for a very long time. Most people don't care about spoilers for a show that's been out for 10, 20 years. But they do care about ones that are currently coming out. And I understand that. Personally, I don't care about spoilers for like Konosuba because I have no actual plans to watch it. But other people who hear that might be like, "Oh no, I haven't caught up on season 3. I need to watch that first, and then we can have this conversation or whatever." I'm just like, okay, I genuinely don't care about this show at all. Like, Demon Slayer is the same way for me. I couldn't get past the 4th episode of it, and there's so much stuff about Demon Slayer like online that I can't really say that I haven't been spoiled in any capacity, because like even just learning the character names is technically a spoiler, considering I haven't even met those characters. Like, I got to episode 4, I think. Like, he had just split the rock, and that's it. That's as far as I've gotten in Demon Slayer before I was like, okay, I understand that this will get better, but I am not interested right now in watching this. Whereas like Apothecary Diaries and other shows like that that are new, that are like, okay, well, Apothecary Diaries is kind of like the mystery genre a lot more. So if you spoil that, well, when I go to watch that episode, I already know the answer to the mystery. So that's a whole lot worse for me to get spoiled than you telling me, "Oh, this character shows up in Demon Slayer and they use this ability," and I just go, "Cool. I don't know what any of those words mean." But if you tell me like main character in actively current show figures out that this is the murderer, or the person who attempted murder, well, if it's a mystery show, you've kind of just told me. Now I can't figure it out when I go and watch it myself. Like, that'd be like watching Sherlock Holmes and then someone just going, "Oh yeah, Hound of the Baskervilles, that if they're basing it off the book, then it means that Moriarty did it." And you're just like, "Oh, cool. Who's Moriarty? He hasn't even shown up once. I don't know who that person is." honestly, I think I'm mixing together Hound of the Baskervilles and just Sherlock Holmes' main villain anyways. Or like, Doctor Who, hey, there's a mystery over here. Oh, the Daleks did it. The Daleks are the people who murdered that guy. Well, cool. Those guys haven't even been introduced to this doctor yet. I don't know who that is or what a Dalek is. Like, you could be on season 1, episode 1 of Doctor Who, and someone goes, "Oh, have they fought the Suntarians? They do this stuff," and you're just sitting there like, "What the heck's a Suntarian? What's the TARDIS?" Well, okay. I have no idea what happens in any Doctor Who episode. And not any. When I wasn't allowed to stay up as a kid, I still would. But that was the only time that Doctor Who would be on the television. So I'd have to watch it from like 10 or 11 at night. And I could only watch like one episode before it would be bedtime. That's the most I ever got of Doctor Who, and sometimes it would just be a rerun of the same episode as like 2 weeks ago. So I didn't really make progress in watching Doctor Who, but I know all of these names because YouTube Shorts will sometimes be like, "Hey, here's a cool edit that someone made of this scene," or like top 10 like best doctor speeches from Doctor Who. Or like, "This is Clara Oswald, this is what she does," and like how she talks and like why she's an important character, or like analyzing her psyche or whatever, and like how she as a character is just as important as the Doctor, things like that. And I'm just like, cool, I barely know any of these characters. I know them from Magic the Gathering crossover now with Doctor Who Commander decks and collector packs, but other than that and YouTube Shorts randomly telling me about Doctor Who, I kind of know nothing about it. And like, when I grew up, the Doctor that was on television was the 10th Doctor, so David Tennant. I didn't even know that the Doctors could regenerate, and then suddenly YouTube Shorts was like, "Hey, here's stuff about the 11th Doctor." And like it was mostly around the time of the 60th or 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. I think it was the 50th anniversary, around that time, that YouTube Shorts was starting to be like, "Hey, Doctors crossover together, multiple Doctors in the same instance, but they're all different Doctors at the same time." And I'm just like, cool, I don't know what's going on. Thank you, YouTube. So yeah, that spoilers of that nature of like, hey, this show's been around for forever. Here's just a character name and kind of what they do. That kind of spoiler has never bugged me. But if you tell me like, I don't know, Goku and Dragon Ball can go Super Saiyan 4 or whatever, and I'm just like, cool, I know the name Goku, and I know he's a Saiyan, but I don't know what he's saying exactly. Like, I have no intention to ever watch Dragon Ball, just because growing up it was on the CW for kids stuff, and I got to like the 3rd or 4th episode and it was just, oh, Goku died and we're trying to fight Raditz and we're just screaming at each other and nothing is really happening on the screen, and it's just numerous episodes of just screaming when it should be just like an action show where fights are happening, you would think. But no fights are happening, and so I'm just sitting here like, cool. Especially as a child that really did not have an attention span. I've had an attention span for a while now. But as a child, growing up, it was like, oh, if you're not interesting to me in the first 20 minutes or first 3 or 4 episodes, I'm not going to pay attention. Dragon Ball was never something I wanted to watch after that. Like Pokemon. Pokemon was much more entertaining because each and every episode had a battle or had the Pokemon learning new moves, and therefore something was happening on the screen. And it was constant that way. It's like, yeah, you kind of figure out the plot of Ash Ketchum's gonna lose the fight, then go train or catch another Pokemon. And then by doing so, it'll just be a rinse and repeat. He'll go challenge the next gym leader, and then he'll lose, and then he'll go get a new Pokemon, or his Pokemon will learn a new move, or will have figured out how to use its ability. Things like that, and you're just sitting there like, okay, I understand that that's gonna happen. Or Team Rocket's gonna show up and interrupt. Or today is a gym battle, so he's gonna fight the gym leader and he'll win this time. And you're just like, okay. It kind of tells you what's gonna happen based off of fighting the Cerulean City Gym. Okay, well, he's gonna fight in the Cerulean City Gym, and because it's a gym fight, he's going to win this time, or rematch at whatever. Well, okay, now he's gonna lose, but this is the second time he's fighting, so he's gonna win now. And then up until like literally the ending of the show, it was always just, oh yeah, he's gonna lose his fights, so you kind of already expect that. And then by the end of the Alola region and such, they were just like, hey, so what if he actually starts doing well? Alola was the first time that you're just like, oh, he actually can win a fight on the first try. How bizarre. He doesn't do that ever. What happened? This is not a cave system that I was expecting down here. It doesn't look like it keeps going, which I'm fine with. Yeah, it doesn't keep going past this point too much further. Yeah, okay, so let's just blockade this part. No monsters could climb up anyways. But now this means that no monsters can even spawn down here. Alright. I shouldn't have to worry about things being over here now for the rest of my excavation. Yeah. It does not look like anything else can spawn. This is still y equals 85? It is. Okay. Just gotta make sure that I ended up on the back on the right path. That sentence was hard to say, apparently. Still gonna keep going this way. Alrighty. We're gonna go until my pickaxe starts trying to break again. And then I would like to try and possibly see if I can find a bit more soul soil in the nether. And then I'll probably call it quits once we do that, depending on how long it takes for my pickaxe to get low on durability. I don't remember what my topic exactly was beforehand, but I think I was talking about Pokemon and how it's kind of you can watch an episode of Pokemon and just watch like 4 or 5 episodes and you'll kind of get the feel of like, oh, this is what's gonna happen before it happens. But even then you're just like, ah, that's not what I was expecting there, or they did this in a different way than I was anticipating. Or you just look at it and go, ah, cute Pokemon, I want to see what happens here. Or like, who is going to catch this Pokemon in their group? At least in the beginning of the show, it was very much, oh, if it's a water type, it's probably Misty. If it's a Pokemon that can become strong, it's probably Ash. And if it's an injured Pokemon, it might be Brock who takes them in, or they just release the Pokemon and it's a wild Pokemon the whole time anyways. Or the fun thing with I don't remember which season exactly it was, but the season that Paul was in, it was very much just, if the Pokemon had a move that could be cute in any capacity, Dawn caught it. Like Baniri. But if they wanted to fight, then it was Ash's Pokemon. And then you have the few episodes with Paul in them that are just like, okay, it's not Pokemon abuse technically, but also you feel bad for Chimchar, that you're just like, okay, something needs to change. The Pokemon directors are not gonna keep making it look like he's just abusing his Pokemon, so what's gonna happen? And then Ash takes it and you're like, oh cool, Ash is a nice person. The Chimchar is definitely strong, but now with Ash's training instead, how are they gonna do that? I mean, it's kind of the same thing with the Charmander in the first season. Charmander is another person's Pokemon that got released, and then Ash takes them in, and then later on when it becomes a Charizard, it really doesn't want to listen to Ash until things happen. And by now, if you haven't watched any of those episodes that I am referencing, those are like close to 20-ish years old. Am I accidentally dating myself by that? I think Pokemon's been around that long. At least the anime. Last I knew they were on their 25th season, but that was also like during the Alola region was the 25th season, I think. So they're probably quite a bit further than that now. Also, now that it is not Ash as the head of the thing. It's nighttime, isn't it? Or that's a wandering trader. I've gotten too far underground here. Yeah, it's nighttime. completely full. Not completely, but mostly full. That's fine. Is there a wandering trader above me? Is that what I'm hearing? I heard the villager noises, that's why I'm questioning what I'm hearing. No, it's pillagers. That one died to thorns damage. Where'd the other one go? I couldn't tell what was making the sound, whether it was a wandering trader or what, but apparently it was pillagers. And just Bad Omen 0. Bad Omen 1, I mean. It feels like a 0. Okay, I've definitely carved further in than I thought. Oh. Yeah, I've definitely carved further in than I thought. Because now there's torches here, and there weren't torches initially. Cool. Okay. How many more entrances is this area gonna have to this one section? Because I should be able to just travel in this straight line and meet right back up with where I've already started. I think I'm mining in the correct direction anyways. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of different paths down here. Dang. This is way more interconnected than I would have thought. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going, because why not? This one leads right to there. Huh. There's definitely a lot of dirt above all of this. That's kind of fun to see. And then you just get all of this little bits and pieces over here. And then you find that tiny little crack in the ground that apparently is 3 or 4 different cracks in the ground all going together. It's interesting. I thought this would pretty much be one giant mountain, but it is actually multiple different interweaving crevices. crevices, cracks in the ground, giant cave systems all around. There's always a chance that if I were to have followed that actual like tear in the earth further down, I might have connected with the one giant cave system that's behind the Deep Slate Castle. I wouldn't know until I did it, but there's a chance that that's the case. And that would be kind of fun, considering that would mean that all three of these, or not three, that would mean that those three castles over there are also connected to this fourth castle over here. Considering I had started off thinking that they were all separate. It would be kind of interesting to be proven wrong, but I also don't want to accidentally get lost in the cave system. Because that just sounds problematic too. I saw the piece of stone up there. I think just for a change of pace, we're gonna go into the Nether now. I'm gonna find soul soil. Okay. I don't need all the chests, I don't need all the torches. I'll keep that amount of torches on me. Definitely don't need Bad Omen. I will bring a stack of stone. That's not a stack, but almost a stack of stone. 53 arrows should be fine. Let's grab my elytra just to be safe. And quartz ore. There we go. And I have one stack, not one stack, I have one slot available for a second set of rockets, because I already know that 2 rockets is not going to get me pretty much anywhere. Maybe I should keep the Totem of Undying on me. No, let's just keep fire resistance. No. Yeah, let's keep fire resistance on me. Why not? I don't need a water bucket. The Nether doesn't really let you have water anyways. So that's fine. Alright. Now we're in the Nether. I am the only one online, so therefore I can do this and not feel bad. Now I can remember the warped forest when I need it. Okay. Elytra on. I just looked at that guy in the face. I didn't mean to look at you in the face. Oh, there's another quartz right there. Nether quartz and a ghast. If I can get a ghast tier out of the ghast. You're not worth wearing gold for. Okay. There's another ghast over there. That's regular soul sand. I need to look for a soul sand valley. Which, if I remember correctly, there's one. Oh, I thought I could keep flying. Ow, I thought I was out of the way. Darn. It would be just my luck if I happened to hit one of the pigmen. The zombified pigmen. With a wild shot like that. Okay, I'm gonna walk for a little bit because there's this quartz here. And I still need a lot of quartz for the castle. It'll never hurt to pick up more quartz. Okay, Soul Sand Valley is what we're looking for, and I believe there's one in this direction. Trying to get up here. Okay, we'll get just a bit more quartz. Oh, fell out over this way. We've already got a stack of it. Okay. Alright, let's keep going. That's crimson, that's warped over there. Oh, I got him. I wasn't expecting that to actually hit. I thought I missed. I was preparing to avoid it. Whoops. There's a guy who likes to shoot me. Now he's dead. And no ghast tier. Ghast tiers are always worth picking up because potions of regeneration are always going to be handy. No matter what time frame of the game you're playing on. That's soul sand. That's also soul sand. I'm looking for soul soil. That's all soul sand. I'm loading new chunks. That's a lot of not open space. Oh. Block of gold. No, not what I was expecting to find here, but I'll take it. I like gold. Oh, there's the other one. We'll just do that for now. Normally I would take all this blackstone as well, but it's just the one chest. Okay. But I have plenty of blackstone and plenty of ways to get more blackstone when I ever need it. Because I know where like 4 different bastions are and I can just tear them apart. No, it fell. It's fine. Wasn't super important anyways. Plus, I know there's at least one person on the server who goes through the bastions like crazy, so I could always ask them for more locations if I ever needed more random blackstone. But also, the blackstone castle has been finished for a while, so I'm not too worried about needing more blackstone. Okay. Got plenty of durability on that. That's a crimson biome. Ow. Both of you attacking me at once was not fun. Okay, I want to make sure I'm standing on soul sand when I mine the soul soil. Oh. I'll take that too. This one's over lava, isn't it? I'm shifted, aren't I? I am. Okay, I can't fall off. This one's over lava, so I don't want to grab that yet. I want to make sure I'm standing there. This is just for my floor, so I'm not certain how much I actually need for a floor compared to if I was building an entire building out of this. I would probably need a lot more. Oops, I accidentally got regular soul sand. Probably wouldn't hurt to get a stack of soul sand. Okay. I need just a little bit more soul soil. Oh, there's some bone blocks there. I could use my inventory, I could use my ender chest to hold a bit more by dropping off the axe and the hoe. I think I'm fine. I love how fast I go. Gunpowder and a gas tier. I'll take that. That was the whole point of shooting it down. Oh, that poor hoglin over there. It's on its single block by itself. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go hunt down this other ghast first. I don't believe that was anything besides XP. might have been gunpowder. But it also might have just fallen down there to its own demise. I'll take the soul sand over the gunpowder though. Okay, more nether quartz before I leave. Was there any quartz on the ground over here? Nope. Yes, there was here. That's fine. Alright. There's a lot of quartz in the ceiling. Hi, little baby. Go away. Light you on fire so you don't come back. $44 out of 64. Okay, let's get just a little bit more. 54, that was a group of 10. Oh, there's another bunch over here. Just in case that hoglin is closer than I realize. $59, that's fine, that's close enough. Okay. I was like, where am I getting attacked from? Looking all around, I knew that there was the one in the gold over there, but I still saw him. Oh, now you want to come over here? I don't think I actually hit him with the sword. Okay. I'm at 790, 1321. I traveled 500 blocks in the X direction and almost 1,000 already. I'm glad I was wearing the I thought it was blast protection, honestly, in my chest plate, but blast protection armor is probably my legs, honestly. Okay, this is going the correct directions. Yes, it is. Alright, now go again before I hit the lava. Oh. Tried to go underneath it, like this, but that did not work. Now we're in a basalt delta. Oh wait, no, I need to go this way. So I was at 290, 450, which is just over here. Yeah. Okay, this is close enough to that nether fortress that we were at. That's close enough. The nether fortress is this way. I'm going to put this back on just in case. I'm going to get to where that nether fortress is. And then we'll go back to the overworld. That guy did not like me. Okay, I need to go this way to get back to where I was, which was next to where the nether fortress that people have already found was... Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's not accidentally look at these guys in the face. I just don't feel like fighting Enderman. Even though the Enderman could be giving me a very easy way to get back there. Via pearls. Alright, there we go. Now we're back. This is the Nether Fortress that is right next to all of these 2 biomes. But this is where people have traversed frequently, so if I ever get lost, this is the path that is a lot easier to figure things out from. Ooh, there's a wither skeleton. Can I get a wither skeleton skull on camera and be fun about it? 2 of them. Are you gonna walk up here? Nope, apparently not. There's another one over there, which makes it a little bit tempting. Makes it a little bit tempting to keep going. I'm getting shot at by the blaze. Of course it hit me. Go away. That could have been bad. There was a pigman over there. I think that blaze just took damage from my thorns. But I could not tell you for certain if that was the case or not. It looked like it got a flash of damage before I had hit it when it hit me. But I don't actually know if that happens. Yeah, this is someone else's garbage. I say garbage. They might have intended to come back for it, but I doubt it, based off of what they are. What the blocks are. Alright. I'm gonna go back over to the warped forest because I need the warped stuff. I thought I just saw another wither skeleton inside of there. I was very curious and was going to attack it again. But alright, I've kind of mined this whole area out of nether quartz anyways, so if I go back to the nether, I probably need to go back to that Soul Sand Valley, I think it's called, but I'm not certain. Alright, let's just reset the spawn point just to be safe. And then now I've got all the soul soil for the building. Obviously I should not need that much, but I would rather have too much than not enough. Same thing for this shulker box. I should definitely be having enough nether quartz, you would think, but each one of those gives, I think it's 1 to 4 with fortune 3, or it's 2 to 4 with fortune 3, something like that. So even though that's 2 whole rows of it plus this amount, that could just end up being four rows of stacks, which means that I'd only have 9 stacks in total of quartz in the end. Quartz blocks in the end, I should say. So while it looks like it might be a lot, it's probably not actively as much as you would assume, which kind of causes the issue, and that's why I need so much of it. But I think this is probably where I should call it an end. We've done quite a bit of excavating to make this mountain into not a mountain. And it's now level with the castle. But we've done quite a bit on all the sides of this. I'll just have to tear down all of the dirt. And I'll still work on this a little bit off camera. Because I know that just having like, I don't know, 7 or 8 streams in a row of I'm just making things flat so that I can build rather than I'm actually building something does get kind of boring and tedious. So I'll definitely be doing something else. We might even go caving and go through those 3 cave entrances and light it all up. That's probably what I should do. I will attempt to ask my sister if she would like to join us for that. But that will be what we will attempt to do later. For the time being, just announcement things. Tomorrow is our typical Gemcraft Frostborn Wrath. We're gonna be actually finally taking on some new levels. We finally beat the Guardian last time, which was just amazing to do. It felt great to do that and get past that boss monster, essentially. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. And we'll be continuing on. We'll also be trying to go through and get the extra skill abilities. We'll try to unlock the other skills now that I've Google searched where they are to be able to try and figure stuff out with the different gems that we could get. I finally did actually get to the point of, okay, I need to progress, so what can I do to progress? Let me look this up to see where I need to go. Even though I had kind of refused to do that before. But we finally made an amount of progress that I'm happy with in that game, that the only other further progress we can make is by finding those things. So that's what we will attempt to do tomorrow, starting at the same start time as today. But with all of that said, I hope you guys have a good day, a good evening, a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good night. and a good time zone wherever you are. And peace out.